Cleaned up my area. Glass, wiped off the table, swept off the floor, cleaned up my instruments. I put all of my clothes that I was wearing, my cowl and my hat and everything in the wash. No glass anywhere. I got my mirror dust. I didn't clean up my acetone stuff yet, but my mirror dust is right here. We've got one vial of that, and I was trying to put a little bit more in there, but then the cork broke off. Perfectly level. So I'm gonna need a goddamn wine opener or something to get into this bottle. But what's funny is that I didn't need this bottle. That bottle's gonna stay there and it's gonna stay full. This bottle I will easily uncork, and I should not need more mirror dust than this to do my project. The sphere, the regalia, maybe even also the keys, if that's what I'm feeling, if that's what feels right. So I think we got it all cleaned up. I think we got the mirror dust sorted. I think it actually looks pretty freaking cool. Mirror dust. I never would have thought to make it if it wasn't for this specific purpose. It kind of looks like nose candy a little bit, except it's a little bit grayer. Anyway, I find this whole situation just absolutely fascinating. And mirror dust is a valuable resource, so I'm glad I've got extra. Maybe I'll just keep that vial for shits and giggles. It was a pain in the ass to grind, let me tell you. That was way harder than salt. Oh, right, the Rusta stuff, Evapo-Rust. So we're gonna take our anchor here. Whoop. We're gonna take this off. We're gonna take our Evapo-Rust. I need to find a safe receptacle. I don't know if this shit has to go in plastic or what. I think I might have like a paint mixer or something. Hold on. So that's actually pretty cool. It looks like it doesn't have to be a special kind of container, but the Evapo-Rust is reusable. So after we use it, we're supposed to pour it back into the bottle, and then it's good for the next use. And it doesn't say anything about like a particular expiration. So I'm thinking about de-rusting the keys as well. Not all of them are rusty. The brass ones look okay, but the two that are, I guess it's iron, I don't know. Those are a little rusty. So I might test this on the anchor, and then since it's reusable, do a different day and do those two keys. I don't think I have any other rusty stuff right now. But actually, instead of a paint mixer receptacle, maybe I'll just do like a measuring cup. I'll just leave a note that says do not drink. Not that my sister drinks weird shit off the counter. She wouldn't do that. But I don't want her to touch it either, you know what I mean? So, do this fancy little glass thing. Why not? The only direction was really like that it has to be clean, which it's pretty clean. And then we have to submerge it fully and let it sit for, they said for light rust like 30 minutes. And for heavy, stubborn rust, like 12 to 20 hours. I don't think it's going to be that intense. But, here we go. This is going to be a super exciting trick, if it works. You know, I watched some videos of guys doing it, and it looks like it works. Oh, I need gloves. And like literally, there's no reason why I wouldn't be allowed to do this. You know what I mean? Like the Evapo-Rust and the grinding glass, it's all not something that my sister would have a problem with. She would be like, why? You know, she would ask questions. And in my mind, I'm just like, well, gotta not leave a trace because I don't want to have to answer questions. And it's not that I would mind. She's very open-minded. She knows how my spiritual practices work. But it's just like the very fact that I would have to answer questions. That doesn't sound appealing. Maybe there's something here about not avoiding things like that. You know what I mean? Like, living in your authentic truth doesn't necessarily mean broadcasting everything you think and everything you believe. But in that same note, you don't necessarily have to share things that feel private. My spiritual practices have always felt very private to me. I don't share anything. I never did before. My husband would ask me questions, but I didn't really answer them. I let him draw his own conclusions because it's my business. And maybe part of me didn't feel comfortable sharing it. But my sister has pleasantly surprised me with her openness and her understanding of, I think I'm just going to throw this away. It's literally just a costume chain, but I don't need it. And I'm never going to wear it. I don't need it to hang things. I'm literally just so fragile. All right, anyway. She has been very open-minded and very supportive. And most of what we believe really lines up with each other. But she doesn't necessarily understand a lot of the ins and outs that I've developed over the years that are very free-form as opposed to organized religion, you know what I mean? Like, I think she understands that what I believe transcends religion and that the moral alignment isn't far away from each other. That the idea of walking in faith is actually very close. And I think once she shed off her preconceptions about certain words, it became very clear that we're not so different. And I think she gets where I'm coming from. But that doesn't mean I want her to catch me grinding out glass. You know what I mean? I don't know. I really do have nothing to hide. I guess value my privacy. But how do you justify that? When you're literally recording it for whoever sees it on TikTok, for posterity even, and that feels less intrusive than sharing your true thoughts and beliefs with one person who's very close to you in your life. Maybe there's a lesson there. Why is it so much harder to be vulnerable with people, even if they're not going to judge you? The people that are close to you are the ones that it's difficult to share those things with. Strangers? No problem. But people that actually love and support you? That's difficult. For some reason. So I went ahead and set the timer for 40 minutes. I'm leaving my gloves and all of my contaminated stuff over here too. We're going to go dick around, I guess. We got, a little over 2 minutes left on this reading. And then we will check back in after the evaporist is finished. Might as well just clean up. I don't know. It's interesting, though. This entire process started from literally nothing. An errant thought, a stray piece of guidance. And Spirit evolves them. That's how it always is with everything they lead you to. It starts off following your intuition and snowballs into a concept, into a life path. I followed my intuition for this job even because I knew that I was supposed to be pushing myself to go outside of my comfort zone, right? So every time my sister asked me if I wanted to go somewhere, I said yes. Didn't matter whether I wanted to go or not. Didn't matter whether I was interested in going at all, really, because especially if I wasn't interested in going, those were the times I knew I needed to be going. And as a result, I crossed a specific street. I saw that specific street on an application on Indeed. A job listing on Indeed. And I followed up on it because of the street name. Because it was the same as the one I crossed. That led to this job. That led to seeing my purpose in motion. That led to maybe construction work, charity stuff. Who knows? But this entire part of the journey is a result of that one decision to step outside of my comfort zone. It all snowballs and dominoes, even if nobody else is involved. What if my sister hadn't suggested going? She literally just wanted Big Frank's from a specific store that isn't close by. That's it. She wanted a specific kind of hot dog. Now I have a job. I'm walking in my purpose.